Now, looking at the other thing, what is also trending, that is the National Audit Office, Dr. Gajigo. Yesterday, the Office of the President announced that the President has made some cabinet changes. We have a new defense minister after a while now. The Minister of Trade, Babakar Diouf, yes, have been moved to the Ministry of Defense. And then the Auditor General has been moved to replace Diouf. But yesterday we saw people saying he did not accept, he declined. Almame called me at night. He sent us a story to say, look, I want this story out. This is unfortunate. They want to sacrifice this guy, blah, blah, blah. He read it. And I think it picked up, everybody picked it up. And this morning we saw a letter from a press release from the Office of the Auditor General, yes, saying he respectfully declined the position of minister. He wants to continue his term. And we want to say that though, the term of the Auditor General is 9 years, non-renewable. And the National Audit Act stipulates stringent measures how you can remove the Auditor General. The President cannot just jump, just like he appoints or fires ministers. He cannot do that with the Auditor General. There are measures. There should be a tribunal to investigate him, and those tribunal formal component has certain criteria, all of these. And a term of 9 years later, they should be, that is an independent office. So, and that's why it has raised, for me, I have said, it is not about the man, it is about the office. Because I had a lot of calls and people told me also some people have concerns about the man himself or the issues that he's been doing. Certain people think he is targeting certain individuals, that he has issues with investigating them. For me, I have said this to those people. I said, look, for me, it is not about the man. It is about the office. The National Audit Office is an independent body, and that is we should protect. And when the law says the President cannot do this, it has to go through. That's the law. And I think, I don't know, what is your opinion? I saw you also came out with bang, bang, bang. I saw that. You called it, what did you call it, Banana Republic?
Yes, I mean, these are the activities of essentially a Banana Republic. It's unfortunate that but the reality is the reality. I mean, this thing is disturbing on many levels. First, on a legal issue, as you pointed out, not only the National Audit Act, even from what I understand, the existing constitution, it is there. That you have to remove the Auditor General for cause. You cannot just remove him. So if you go and move him to another another post without his consent, and you already announce his replacement, and he indicates that he doesn't want to move, you are effectively moving him, removing him, and without specifying the cause and without going through the procedures outlined by law in the Constitution and in the NAO Act. So, as a purely legal matter, I'm not a legal expert, but this one is a clear reading. On a purely legal matter, this is the wrong way to go about it. But what makes this, I mean, even advanced countries, leaders in advanced countries can do illegal things. That's not unheard of. But what makes this thing a Banana Republic Act is the way I mean, this, you can sort of imagine the sort of advisors around our president who would actually, advise this course of action without actually, thinking and thinking about the implication of what it means. I mean, if how do you go and appoint somebody at a ministerial post without the cabinet is the top decision-making body in the executive. You would think that anybody you appoint, especially in a ministerial post as industry, employment, I mean, all of these things is the longest name for any ministry.
Employment.
Employment. We have, our economy is going through all sorts of problems. There is no employment. I mean, if you look at the category of youth that are, Gambia has one of the lowest labor force participation rates in all of West Africa. That is why when you look at unemployment rate in the Gambia, it's a meaningless number. If the government tells you unemployment rate is 3%, it's meaningless. Because what that tells you is that the people who are out of the labor force is the majority. You have this category called NEET, not in education, not in employment, not in training. This is a group of, this is basically, among the youth in the Gambia, this is a very high percentage. In other words, youth that are not employed, They are not in education. They are not in training. They are just sitting, just sitting. They're basically taking themselves out of the labor force. So unemployment rate is only calculated as a percentage of people who are either employed or are looking for jobs. At some level, you have an economic slowdown to such a level that there's a group that will become economically discouraged. And we have a very high percentage. This is confirmed by GBOS. GBOS own statistics.
Yeah.
So in other words, I mean, this is the ministry that's responsible for industry, which is non-existent in the country, hasn't gone anywhere. The ministry is responsible for trade. You would think, given the state of our economy, and I know we'll talk a bit more about it, if you are going to bring somebody into that position, you will sit down with that person, not only to tell them I'm offering you, but ask them explicitly, these are my visions for this ministry, these are my goals. Tell me how you are going to help execute programs and policies in this portfolio to meet my vision. I would expect you to have a very meaningful conversation with that person. The last thing that should enter our mind is that you had no prior conversation. And here it is coming out, this person who's been offered this ministerial post, didn't want it. In other words, being appointed at this thing came as news to him, for all we know. So this is the part that is a banana republic affair. It means that we have a government here. Well, it's bad enough that you are doing things illegally against the constitution and against existing legislation, and as a government that should uphold laws. But really depressing that your basic functions that you are supposed to do. This would reveal to us why the fact that our economy is not going anywhere, it is no accident. We really have a government that has no clue and doesn't seem to be, in other words, they are so focused on having a change in the National Audit Office. It doesn't matter how much they screw up other portfolios. That, imagine the thinking here. You are bringing somebody, everything here, the movement to the movement of youth to defense, bringing this guy into industry, all these are side shows. It seems here the real goal is just, let's put somebody we want in the National Audit Office, and then whoever we put in the Ministry of Industry, Ministry of Defense, that doesn't really matter. So this is the part that really is depressing. And I think when we reflect on this, we have to be worried. The other thing I mentioned in my Facebook post is what this shows is that there is no governance, and also it means that the body that is responsible for assessing the government on efficiency, on effectiveness, on compliance, now you are weakening those institutions. Once you start weakening those institutions, not only the citizens, but your development partners, the World Bank, the IMF, the African Development Bank, all the others, they won't come out and say it explicitly, or the EU, these bilateral donors. These development partners are not going to have confidence that you will be able to implement programs and projects correctly. And we have a track record. If you look at many of these audit reports that have been done out there, a lot of projects have been badly implemented. It is no wonder, and I pointed this out, Gambia's ODA has been declining over time. And a country that is doing well, when you start doing well and you do reforms, you implement projects as they should be, donors, they can't wait. They line up. You go to a place like Kigali, there is, every donor, every multilateral, bilateral, all their hotels are fully booked because countries can't wait to give money to you. But when you demonstrate that you are incapable or unwilling to implement projects and programs, nobody wants to waste, because nobody wants to give resources, and tomorrow they cannot go to their constituents outside and tell them how those resources have been utilized. This is why this is also important in that respect. The reasons why those protections are built in NAO Act and in the Constitution is that that office needs a certain level of protection so that it can hold the government accountable. And when you weaken those institutions, you are basically telling everyone, broadcasting it to everyone, that we want to continue on our usual way that we've been going, and we don't want anybody to be giving us uncomfortable reports in audit reports.